Hi, sir. Payal this side from TimesTech Media. How's you?
Hi, Payal. Very well. Thank you.
So, my first question for you is kindly brief us about both your cloud kitchens, its specializations, and the services they both provide.
Right. So, my cloud kitchen is vegetarian focused. That is the most important thing. We want to focus on global and international, but vegetarian cuisines without losing the international flavor, the styling, etc. Right? So that is our main focus and main aim. We have two cloud kitchens. One is in the name of the Gourmet on the Go, on which we are doing gourmet, international, and Indian food, gourmet style, a little more stylish, a little more presentable food. And on the second brand is called Hola Hummus, where we are bringing Mediterranean and Mexican food, but completely vegetarian. And again, staying with the ethos of vegetarian glamorous food.
Okay. I wanted to know, sir, from where this idea came about this food tech company.
So I think we learned the hard way that we were initially a full-fledged catering service. We used to cater for events and private parties and stuff like that. And then when the pandemic hit, our entire business came to a standstill. I had about 18, 20 people working under me, and they were all suddenly without any work. And that's when we decided that why not put our expertise into the retail business, because my clients still were missing my food. They wanted it on a regular basis, but in smaller portions, which we were never ever adapted to, because we were doing only bulk food. And because of that, we then downsized our operations and we started doing retail business, which was small portions, on-demand deliveries using food tech, which was readily available to us, luckily, so that we could immediately start our retail business.
Amazing, sir. So, I wanted to know the journey. I mean, what all happened, how it all started, and the mission and objectives you have in your mind.
Right. So let's talk about the mission and objective. The mission is to make Hola Hummus our go-to brand for international Lebanese and Mexican style food. Objective is to give local Mumbaikars the international flavors without burning a hole in their pockets. So that's the whole idea about Hola Hummus. We are not very expensive, yet we have tried to retain the international flavors, give the real stuff, as far as possible, authentic international food. So that's our mission, and that's our objective. The journey, like I said, started with the whole pandemic, and realizing that we were so focused on doing bulk catering work that we never had another option available to us. And our clients started calling us and requesting that, can you please do for two people? We are only two people in the house, right? And I had to initially I was refusing because we never did small work ever. We didn't know how to make single portion, one portion, two portion stuff. My staff didn't know how to make that. So then I realized that after refusing so many people, why not turn this into an opportunity? So we started creating a menu that was focused on our most popular items. Like we have an item called the baked vada pav, which is very, very popular. We have something called the Khawswe and the Thai curry rice, which are very, very popular. Our clients love it. And we started pushing that in smaller quantities. We had to first train our staff to make one portion, two portion quantities rather than cooking for 200, 300, 500 people. We didn't have even vessels to cook for such small quantities. So first we had to go and buy those vessels, train that staff, purchase all the packaging material, create a whole new brand. And that's when Gourmet on the Go came into existence. We created a whole new social media page so that people are aware about what Gourmet on the Go is all about. Initially, we started taking calls, things on the phone calls, orders on phones and WhatsApp. And we realized that this was so difficult. And then we were introduced to a few tech platforms on which we got registered, and life became so much easier. We became more free to do our own work, create more recipes. And thanks to that technology that was available to us, that we could grow our menu and we could grow more brands, because now all the back end work was already done for us, right? And we were more available to create what we are good at rather than thinking about how to put in new technology or create new technology. So that's been the journey so far. Come March to 2021, I was also talking to a friend of mine, who more not a friend, but he was more of a client. And he expressed his vision in that he wanted to do something in the food industry. And we said, why not join hands? And that's how Jay Kantawala, who's my partner now, and me started a whole new venture called H&J Food Concepts that will only focus on food retail and on-demand food delivery business.
Absolutely an inspiring journey. So I wanted to know how tech central is your business and how you think that technology is playing a vital role in embracing the food sector and Indian hospitalities.
So I think as the whole world is moving towards technology, right from selling to back-end operations, everything will become tech-oriented. I would say something as simple as WhatsApp broadcasting has made life so much easier. This whole platform that WhatsApp has provided has made connecting and reaching out to your clients so much easier. From something as micro as WhatsApp, which is on everybody's phones nowadays, you can connect to 2,000-3,000 of your customers all at push of a button, and they will know exactly what new dishes, what new products you've created. Looking at the various options available in WhatsApp, you can now make life so much easier by your quick replies, your stored messages. It's a whole new world which wasn't existing 2 years ago. Then having moved to various social media platforms, now your visibility has grown to to reach people across the world, just not in India. And I'm so proud that through my social media initiative, we were approached by somebody in New York to do a food demo for 50 women. And, they may not be able to buy food from me, but at least that exposure is available. And that's the beauty of technology. Also, coming back to operations, with so many different platforms available, which not only do order management, inventory management, focusing on how to cut down your costs, all of that is now available with technology. So other than tasting of food and preparation of food, I think everything else is now tech enabled. And I hope that the tasting of food at least is not taken over by technology, and that is
By
humans.
technology, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
absolutely.
technology is like a vast ocean, I feel, and the more you take back from it, the smoother your life can become.
So, what made you choose an offbeat, unconventional yet interesting career?
That. So, food has always been a passion for me. And I was an IT guy. So for me, technology was great.
Okay.
I ran an IT company for about 12 years with about some disturbance in the background, with about 250 people working under me. And in 2008-9, there was this huge US financial crisis where we lost about 80% of our US centric business. And that's when I realized that, this is it. I lost all my hair at that time as well, because we used to work these late night shifts to manage US clients. And at that time, somebody asked me to read a food review of mine on Facebook. And they say, Harsh, you write very well. Why don't you do a video log for YouTube? So I said, sure. And then we started doing simple recipes for YouTube. And all the food that I was making, I would send to my friends and family members. And that cooking bug kind of caught on. So I used to cook, these lavish breakfasts every Sunday morning for my daughter. And people started asking me, I've got 5 people coming over. Can you send me some food? What new stuff have you made? And I would just send it free of cost initially. And that's when I thought, why not convert this into a home business? So I became a home chef for the first 3 years. And my focus was always on glamorous vegetarian food, because I always felt that people thought that vegetarian food is second grade. It's like a second grade citizen. Ghas poos khalo, that kind of stuff. Especially my non-veg friends. And that I took it up as a challenge to say that I'm going to kind of make my changes in the vegetarian world and glamorize vegetarian food. So for me, I started off thinking that food has to seduce all your 5 senses. It's just not about taste. Because you eat with your eyes first. That's your first point of contact with food. The second is when you bring food close to your mouth, you inhale the aromas. So that's your second. Olfactory senses are your second senses that you are seducing with food. Then you are touching that food. And that's the beauty about Indian food, that you touch and you feel all the textures of the food, right? The roughness of the papad or the smoothness of your dal chawal, your rotis, sometimes you get these really beautiful soft falkas or your rumali rotis, and that itself makes food so exciting, the touch. And then when you bite into food, you can hear the crunch of the food. And that is exciting. So that's your 4th sense that you're fulfilling. And then comes taste. After you finished all these 4 senses, then comes taste. So I feel that food should be seducing all these 5 senses. And whenever I try to create, I ensure that all these 5 senses are met with. And because of that, because of my, I think my focus on presentation, good looking food, the name spread, and soon I was catering to parties of 100 people from my house. My house was destroyed, so to speak, because, it was just cooking vessels everywhere, all over the place, people walking in and walking out. And that's when I took the step of moving into a professional kitchen in 2015. And since then, there has been no looking back.
So, what kind of technology you use in your day-to-day operations?
Like I said, WhatsApp is one of my biggest tech blessings, so to speak. It's just changed the way everybody communicates. So that's an integral part of technology in my life. We use a lot of other tech-based platforms for order taking, for inventory management, online platforms for content, spreading of our content using social media and other platforms, using already available aggregators to kind of bring in more business for us. I don't want to name any, but there are so many of these food aggregators today that help food business become technologically advanced. So now they've all become not only to sell my food, but even to call for food today. Today if you are sitting at home and suddenly you are hungry, open up your mobile phone and you'll have so many different aggregators selling you so many different kinds of food. So that has made all the restaurants available at your doorstep at a drop of a hat.
Yes, sir. So where you see your brand in the upcoming 5 years? What future you're thinking of? What kind of a future you want to see your brand?
So I think I want to be across Mumbai city, and at least spread out to 4 or 5 major states of India. That's what my vision is for. I don't want to dream too big and not be able to achieve it or fall flat on my face. I want a growth which is slow, digestible, and full of passion. That's what my growth is all about. There has to be passion in whatever I am doing. So at least I should be in the next 5 years in 3-4 big cities of India, as franchisees or as our own operations.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. It was lovely talking to you. It was a really insightful session. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Payal. Thank you for your time. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir.